Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nicole with MadeFromScrap, and today I am doing my design team project share for Country Craft Creations, and this is using the Winnie the Pooh Christmas from Echo Park, and this also is a uniquely creative 8x6 chipboard album that I'm creating with, so I'm super excited to share this with you. I think it's really cute. I used stickers from the collection. I had the 12x12 collection, and then I also had the ephemera pack here, and I used a bit of these as well as some buttons galore and more Christmas collection Santa's gifts. So they are these little tiny buttons. Aren't they adorable? And you'll see one of them right here on the front cover. So again, this is an 8x6 album, and the spine, here's the spine. It measures about 1 3/4 inches, and then here is the back of the album. So really cute. So these papers that I used from the collection, you can see that it measures 7.5 inches wide, and it measures 5 3/4 inches tall. Here's one of the ephemera pieces. And then what I did here on the front cover is, remember I had the solids as well. I used the yellow piece that measures 7 1/8 inch, and then it measures 5 1/8 inch, just so I had this little bitty 1/16 of an inch all the way around this green paper. So you just cut an 1/8 of an inch smaller, and then you have this green paper. Then I have this green coordinating piece right here, and of course it measures 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, because this is one of the 4x4 cut aparts from the collection. So here's a sticker, and then this is one of the buttons, and I just cut off the back piece of the button here. I used my scissors and just carefully cut it right off there, and then I hot glued that down. So let's open up and let's see what's inside. So isn't this darling? A wonderful grand Christmas. I have a little spot here just for some journaling, and then I layered up these paper pieces here. I have the front cover and the back cover on the inside the same, using this ornament paper, and then I matted with the red collection piece in the background. And then here's the brown that I used, and then this is an ephemera piece as well. So here's one of the 4x6 cut aparts, and then of course I layered it on this green on green with that star, and then the yellow paper. So each of these papers here on the 8 pages, they also measure 7.5 inches, and then I actually cut these down to 5 5/8 inches tall. So the first thing I did is I went through and I picked out the pieces of paper that I wanted to use for all of the pages and covers. That way I could go ahead and cut those and figure out which one was going to go in what order. So I just glued this down. I thought this was super cute here with all of the little friends, and they're walking in a winter wonderland. Then on the next page here, I have used a little bit of green twine here with some stickers. There's a little Tigger, have the happiest Christmas ever. And then I went ahead and used some white artisan cardstock. I just cut a strip from the 12x12 that measures 4 1/4 inches, and then it's 12 inches, so I scored it at 4 inches, scored it at 8 inches, and then made this little pull out, and you can see that it's just hanging off just the edge there, so it gives a nice little spot for you to grab. But it also gives you a place to put a few more photographs in here, and this is just wrapped around the back side and glued down right to the bottom of the page, and then you can just tie a little tiny bow there. I wanted to keep most of these pages pretty flat, so because this is the chipboard album. So I used here some of that paper collection. I just cut it 1 inch longer than that 5 5/8. So I cut it at 6 5/8. I scored it at 1/2 inch on both sides, did a dry fit around, and then made this little belly band here, and then put that 4x4 paper right on there, and then I made this little photo spot, and it measures 7 inches by 4 3/4 inches, And then I used this ephemera piece here, and I made sure to keep it open so I can tuck the photo underneath, and it's blank on the back. So what I want to do here, there's a couple things I want to do to finish up this album along with you, is I do want to cut 4 different pieces of this little ribbon that came in my design theme package, and I'm thinking that I am just going to stack these up like so. I'm going to go ahead and cut it so that it is 4 inches long, and you can see I am just laying it down and cutting it right there. And then I'm going to do this and do the same thing, cut it here, and then one more time. So I'm going to cut it right there. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I want to glue this down right onto that 4x4. So let me put just a little bit of hot glue here. I'm going to go ahead and start on the bottom. Just drizzle that just a little bit and try to work quickly here. And we're basically making a little frame. That's that one. Go ahead and work my way around. There, move that out of the way, Nicole. Then I will do this side. Just like that. And then one more. Put that piece right on top. Perfect. So now we made a fun little frame that almost looks like hopefully a wood piece, a wood frame. Thought that would be cute. So let's keep moving. On the next page, I really wanted to do this where I created a belly band. So again, it's 1 inch longer than the width of the paper in this case. So we're at 8.5 inches. Do the dry fit, wrap it around, and then that just makes a belly band. You glue it on the back side. So here I cut down a piece of artisan cardstock that measures 4 1/4 inches tall by 8.5 inches in width, and then I just scored it right in half to create this fun little booklet. Now I'm going to glue this on here, but before I do that, I want to go ahead and I pulled out a couple of magnets from my stash, and I want to, I shouldn't have put them together, but oh boy, now you get to see me fighting with the magnets. Oh, got it. Okay, so what I want to do is go ahead and place this underneath here, and the other one is going to get placed underneath here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place a little bit of hot glue on here. And then place it right down there and give it a push. Just like that. Okay. Now it's on there. And I get to glue this right down on top of this piece. So I'm just placing my art glitter glue here. And then that is going to get placed right there. Make sure you give it a good burnish. So hopefully this just gives you a little idea so that we have a fun little belly band, and then we also have a flap right on top. So remember, before I glue this 4x4 on top, I want to make sure to put that second magnet. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that little bit of glue there. That way I have that there. And my 4x4. I'm just going to go ahead and center that right on that booklet. and give that a little press. Okay, and just like that, we have a fun little booklet that'll hold closed, and we have a little tuck spot right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep moving on, showing you some of this album. We have a couple of fun little spots here for a photo right here, a 3x4, and I left this open right here. These are some stickers. This is some of the ephemera piece. I just used a couple of foam dots underneath this holly, and then I glued this little ephemera piece here, but left it open right underneath the corner there and here so that I can tuck a photo in as well. All right. Next page, I glued this down. I just went ahead and layered that up. Here's a couple of stickers, and then I have this piece right here that is, again, a little photo mat, but I left it open right there, and this is just a 3.5 by 3.5, and this is the ephemera piece. Turn it over. I made a little pocket on the bottom side here, and this pocket piece is made out of artisan, and it measured 2 3/4 inches high, and then of course 8.5 inches in width. You're going to score it at 1/2 inch on 3 sides, cut out the corners and fold it underneath, and that becomes a pocket. And same thing here, I made another little booklet. It measures 4.25 inches by 8.5 inches, just so I can put some 4x4 photos in there or do some journaling. And then I have a little piece here that I used the fun little ribbon on and did some paper piecing, and then used some of the cards, the coordinating paper collection there, and I probably need to go ahead and do some backing on that. But I thought that was super cute. Here's a fun little piece of the ephemera. Then here on the right hand side, I actually used a 4x6. I used a little bit of the ribbon. I went ahead and stapled that on before I put down my paper pieces. This 4x6 is layered up with the red coordinating, and that just measures, let's see, what does that measure? 6.25 inches by 4.25 inches. And then I have a fun little piece here from the ephemera, and this acts just like a little tab so that I can open it up and have another little spot for journaling and photo. So turn that page over. And then we want to get to the next page here. So this is the next page that I have not glued down. So I want to do another little fun technique with you. And so what I am thinking we're going to go ahead and do is cut this ribbon and wrap it around the edges. This is going to be one of my thicker pages, so I'm okay with that. So I'm going to cut this just about 8.5 inches again, about a little bit long. Longer than the paper, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn this over, holding on to it. I'm going to place a little bit of hot glue right there on the back side and wrap that ribbon around and really give it a good press so that it lays flat. I don't want to have this too tight, but I do want to wrap it around so that it is straight. So I'm going to try to hold on to that. Okay. Place my little bit of hot glue here on this side, and then wrap that ribbon right around there. Push that flat. So now I have this piece right here, and then I'm going to do it one more time, just like so, keeping this to the outside, towards the outside of the book, so that it is a little bit more bulky on the outside of the paper instead of towards the spine. So that's about where I want it. So I'll hold on to that. And I'm going to go ahead and place a little bit more hot glue, bead of hot glue, wrap that ribbon around, use my bone folder to kind of make sure that that's nice and flat. Go ahead and straighten this ribbon like that. Hold on to it for a minute. Place my hot glue. Give that a good burnish there. Okay, and now I have something hopefully that you think looks like a present. So that's not all. I'm going to go ahead and place my art glitter glue down on the back side of this piece here. There we go. Glue this right down, just eyeballing a little edge all the way around. And then of course I'm going to have to burnish here. So my whole idea was that this could end up being a fun little tuck spot again. So I thought that that's super cute. But what I am going to do is go ahead and make a little flat ribbon here. So I'm going to tuck this around. Let's see about how large do we need this to be. And let's see if I can go ahead and get this tucked all the way around, like so. Yep. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and place a little bit of hot glue there. Press that down together. Make my other little loop here. Let me put some more hot glue in the middle there. I'm going to go ahead and angle this down like so. And then I'm going to pull it around the front. And I'm going to put some hot glue right here on what's going to be the front. So wrap it around that ribbon. And then we're going to pull it a little bit tight. Oop. We're going to pull this a little bit tight. Yeah. Place some hot glue on the back side. Pull it around like so. Give it a little bit of a fluff there. I'm gonna fold my little ribbon tails in half. And give it a little snip like that. And then my other one is going to go like this. So I will cut that off on the back. And I can hot glue that one on. Give it a little bit of a different length. And I'm going to go ahead and cut my little fishtail on this one as well. Just like that. So now I have my fun little bow. So again, place the hot glue and put it there. And then if you really want to, we can take one of these little presents, which I do, and I'm going to go ahead and snip off that back side of the button so that I don't have the height of that button. So just be very careful. Turn that away from me so it doesn't go flying in my eyeball. And then again, I'm going to use some hot glue here, stick it on the back side of the button. I'm just going to tuck that right in there. I think that's super cute. Got a little extra glue here. Get that off. And that's our fun little bow present. I hope that you enjoyed making that together. So of course we can tuck in our little photo mat. Turn the page. Here we have another little tuck spot photo mat, and we can put that right underneath these little banner pieces. And of course I only glued on two sides of this ephemera so that I have that tuck spot. On the right hand side I made a little flap, so this is another 4x6. Have a little sticker piece here, and then all I did was cut this piece of brown paper, and it is 3/4 inches longer than the 4x6, so 6 3/4 inches, and then by 4 1/4 inches. Scored it at 1/2 inch, tucked that 1/2 inch around the back side of this green paper, and then glued it down. And then here we have a little sticker as well. So lots of spots for photos. On the next page we have another little flap here. Got an ephemera piece that I glued down here and just have a fun little tuck spot there. Okay, and this is another one of the 4x6s. Then I created a couple little angle pockets here, so I used the same paper so that it kind of blended in together. Used a couple of stickers here. These are the angled pockets. These are scored at 1/2 inch on each side and tucked around the corners cut out from those pocket pieces. And then of course I just have a couple of the cut aparts there and an extra mat, so I just tuck that in like so. And then on the last page, I made this photo mat here. I used one of the ephemera pieces. I only glued it at the top so that you could still tuck your paper underneath there, or your photo underneath there. And then I have a couple little sticks of sticker right here for greenery. Another sticker here. This is an ephemera piece only glued on one side of that ephemera piece. I have a 4x6 that is matted with the green, and then I glued it only on 3 sides underneath so that I could create another little fun tuck spot there for a couple more of the cut aparts. And that is the book. I hope that you have enjoyed this walkthrough. It was fun to make, like I said. Check out Country Craft Creations for this paper collection and many, many more. I look forward to seeing you back here sometime soon. Until next time, everyone, happy crafting, you all. Goodbye.